Hello everyone, hope you're doing well today. BGL here, and I'm ready to play some Marvel Champions. And today I've decided to take on a challenge from the Marvel Champions monthly podcast crew. So as the recording of this video, their most recent challenge is called Spidey and His Amazing. This is Marvel Champions matchup number 14. So how does this challenge work? Well, we've been invited to choose and play with one or more heroes from Spider-Man and his amazing friends. So our choices that we could pick from are Spider-Man Peter Parker, or we could play with Ghost Spider, or we could play with Spider-Man Miles Morales, or we could choose to play with the Black Panther, Miss Marvel, or the Hulk. And so we play against the Green Goblin in his mutagen formula, and we're to use the City in Chaos modular set. So this challenge is to stop Gobby from stealing our favorite ice cream flavor. So what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Why don't you leave it in the comments down below? Mine, it would have to be one that has big chunks of strawberry and cheesecake all swirled inside. And I know Ben and Jerry's makes a really good one. So, but anyway, I guess as you can see, I'm playing with the Black Panther today. So let's set up the game and see how it goes. And of course, if I make any mistakes, please feel free to point those out in the comments down below. So today, Green Goblin is going to be playing in Standard 2. So he is a formidable foe today. He has a permanent setup which says the villain gains steady. Steady characters require 2 status cards of the same type to be stunned or confused. And of course, we'll use the cards in the Standard 2 set in our encounter deck today. So Green Goblin, he comes into play with 16 hit points. He has a scheme of 1, an attack of 2, and he has a star next to his attack, which is a force response. After Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place 1 threat on the main scheme. All right, so let's take a look at the main scheme. The main scheme is entitled Unleashing the Mutagen. And so our contents tell us to put goblin gimmicks in our deck, but we've substituted that for City in Chaos. So that's what's in our encounter deck today. The setup also tells us to put a goblin thrall minion into play, engage with each player, shuffle the encounter deck, and advance to stage 1B. So we do have our goblin thrall out on the table already. He is a minion who has a scheme of 1, an attack of 1, and 3 hit points. He's also a guard, so while this minion is engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. So that's our goblin thrall. So our setup side 1A is complete. We'll flip over to side 1B. It says when completed in player order, each player not engaged with a goblin minion must discard 3 cards from their encounter deck and put the first goblin minion they discard this way into play. Engage with them. This particular scheme comes out with 2 threat on it already, and it schemes out at 7 in solo form, in solo mode. So, here we go. Place 2 threat on Unleashing the Mutagen. And so Green Goblin is all set up. Let's take a look at Black Panther. He has Retaliate of 1 after this character's attack. Deal 1 damage to the attacking character. He has a thwart of 2, an attack of 2, and a defense of 2. He begins the game with 11 hit points. And in his alter ego form, he gets to get a hand size of 6. He also has a foresight ability, which during setup, it says we can search our deck for a Black Panther upgrade, add it to our hand, and shuffle our deck. So let's go ahead and draw up our hand size of 6 and get this game started. So our first card that we draw is Enhanced Awareness. Also draw Spider Girl. Energy. We draw Marvel Boy, Wakanda Forever, and we also draw a Vibranium. So I'm going to keep a hold of Energy and Vibranium and Wakanda Forever. I'm going to discard Spider Girl. Where am I? I might keep hold of Spider Girl. And we'll discard Enhanced Awareness and Marvel Boy. So I'll keep those 4 cards. I'll mulligan these 2. So we'll draw 2 more cards. We draw Enhanced Physique, and we draw another Enhanced Physique. All right, so with our ability, we're going to search through my deck for a Black Panther upgrade and add it to my hand, and then shuffle my deck. So I'm going to go find a Black Panther upgrade. Let's see which one I want. I think it's going to be the one that has to do with removing threat, because I think threat is going to be something that I'm going to have some trouble with in this game. So we'll grab Tactical Genius and we'll add that to our hand. All right. Gather up everything over here. Shuffle our deck together. It's a drink too. It's getting warm today. It's warming up outside. I'm so glad to see that finally. Of course, that means people are out. I live on a busy street, so you may hear a lot of traffic going up and down the road today. Motorcycles in particular. All right, so here's our 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're for sure going to put out Spider-Girl. Spider-Girl will, after you play Spider-Girl from your hand, stun and confuse a minion. So we'll spend our Vibranium to bring out Spider-Girl. Stunned and confused on the Goblin Thrall. All right, and then we'll also spend 2 resources to put that Tactical Genius out. Or will I? If I spend it to put out Enhance Physique, we'll spend the 2 resources from Energy to put out the Tactical Genius onto the table. And then we'll play Wakanda Forever. Resolve the special ability of each Black Panther upgrade you control in order. In order to play this, it has to be in hero form, so we'll flip over to Black Panther. And we'll remove 2 threat if this is the final step of the sequence. So we'll spend one of those enhanced physiques to play Wakanda Forever to remove that 2 threat from Unleash the Mutagen. Unfortunately, we can't do any damage at all with an attack while Goblin Thrall's on the table, so we'll have to attack with Spider-Girl onto the Goblin Thrall. So that'll do 2 damage to him. And then our Black Panther is going to do 2 damage to remove the Goblin Thrall. So Stun and Confuse didn't really help us with his guard ability. We couldn't attack Green Goblin, so we did remove him from the table, though, and that's a good thing. And I think I'll discard Enhanced Physique at the end of my turn to draw up 5 fresh cards. So we'll draw the Vibranium Suit. We'll get another Wakanda Forever, the Golden City, Throg, and the Power in All of Us. All right, so we begin by placing 1 threat on Unleashing the Mutagen. Green Goblin's going to attack. He's going to attack Spider-Girl. She'll jump out in front. He's going to attack for... after this activation ends, shuffle this card into the encountered deck. So he's going to attack her for 4, so she'll be eliminated, and this card gets shuffled into our encounter deck. I'll shuffle my encounter deck here. All right, and then we draw 1 counter card. And that is, give to the T'Challa player. You may flip to Alter Ego form, choose Exhaust T'Challa, remove Affairs of State from the game, or choose and discard a Black Panther upgrade you control. Well, I don't want to do that. So let's flip over to our T'Challa side. We'll exhaust him to remove Affairs of State from the game. Okay. So then, we can play the Golden City. We'll use the Power in All of Us and Throg to put out the Golden City. we can exhaust the Golden City to draw 2 cards. So we draw Enhanced Awareness, and we draw the Power of Aggression. I think we'll use the Power of Aggression. Yeah, we'll use Enhanced Awareness and the Power of Aggression to put out the Vibranium suit. And I'll keep hold of that Wakanda Forever card for now. And we will just stay in our alter ego form. We'll ready the Golden City and T'Challa. And we'll draw up 5 more cards. So we draw Genius, Vibranium, Shuri, the Power in All of Us, and Enhanced Reflexes. So those are our 6 cards going into our next turn. So Green Goblin is going to place 1 threat on unleashing the Mutagen. He will scheme for 1 plus 2 is 3. Place 3 threat on unleashing the Mutagen. And our encounter card reads, Goblin Thrall. Guard, while this minion is engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. So we have another Thrall on the table. And we'll begin T'Challa's turn. Okay, so we will exhaust the Golden City. Or will we? How about if we put Shuri out first? Let's do that. Let's put Shuri out onto the table. We'll use that Genius card to put her out, I believe. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll put her out on the table. That way she can use her ability. It says after Shuri enters play, search your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. Let's look for an upgrade. Energy Daggers or Panther Claws. Energy Dagger. Let's grab the Panther's Claws. We'll put that into our hand. Shuffle our deck back. Okay, so now we have Panther Claws, Wakanda Forever, Vibranium, the Power in All of Us, and Enhanced Reflexes. Now we'll exhaust the Golden City to draw 2 cards. So we'll draw the Hulk, and we have Combat Training. All right. I think we'll use the Power in All of Us to put Enhanced Reflexes out onto the table. And it reads, uses 3 energy counters, exhaust Enhanced Reflexes, and remove 1 energy counter from it, and it generates an energy resource. So we'll put those 3 counters on it. It is a hero resource, so I can only use this while T'Challa is in his Black Panther form. But we'll also, I think, put the Panther Claws on the table using the Vibranium. Okay. And these are all special abilities. This one's an attack. This one's an attack. This one's a thwart. So how about if we flip first to our Black Panther side. We're going to do 1 damage from Shuri and 2 damage from Black Panther to knock the Goblin Thrall out. I'll place 1 damage on Shuri. And we will use we'll spend our combat training to play Wakanda Forever. Yeah, I think so. We'll spend combat training to play Wakanda Forever. Or do I want to hang on to that combat training? I have no damage on me right now. So that Vibranium suit is not going to do anything. Alright, so here's what we'll do. Put out the Hulk. We could do that. Won't do any damage or remove any threat, though. So let's do this. Let's put out the Hulk. That Wakanda Forever. Let's go ahead and use our combat training to play Wakanda Forever. So we use all three of these specials here. So we won't do anything with this one, because this is moving a damage. We haven't taken any damage yet. But this one says remove one threat from a scheme. So we'll just take one off of here. And then this one says that we can deal 4 damage, so this is the final step of the sequence, to the Green Goblin. Knocks him down to 12. Shall we hang on to Hulk? Maybe. No, let's just discard him. We'll draw up 5 fresh cards. And so we draw Vibranium. We draw Enhanced Awareness, along with Bug, Wakanda Forever, and Enhanced Physique. Alright, so we place 1 threat on unleashing the mutagen. Green Goblin's going to attack, but Shuri's going to jump out in front. And he's going to attack her with, give the villain 1 additional boost for this activation. Here it is. Give the villain 1 additional boost for this activation. Another one. Put Goblin Soldier into play, engaged with you. Okay, so that's that boost. Goblin Soldier comes into play. So we're going to deal 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to Shuri, so that defeats Shuri. And then the Goblin Soldier is going to do 1 damage to Black Panther. He has Retaliate, so we're going to do 1 more damage back at him. Okay, let's adjust our cards here where we can kind of see things a little bit. So Green Goblin's going to draw a card for his encounter, and so it is a Goblin Thrall guard. While this minion's engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. Another bad guy into play. You cannot attack the villain. Bug. After your hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug. I like that. So how about if we use our Vibranium to put out Bug. That is just what we'll do. That's what we're doing. So Bug is going to attack that Goblin Thrall for 1. And then the Black Panther is going to attack that Goblin Thrall for 2. So 2 damage knocks out the guard. We'll spend 1 of these enhanced reflexes. And the enhanced physique to put, or awareness to put out enhanced physique. And it comes into play with 3 counters on it. 1, 2, 3. And we'll spend 1 of those counters to play Wakanda Forever. So with that, we will move 1 damage from Black Panther over to the Goblin. 1. And then we will do 2 damage to the Goblin. Yeah, 2 damage to Goblin. 1, 2 with our claws. And then we'll remove 2 threat from unleashing the mutagen. And then we'll ready all of our upgrades. And whenever Black Panther attacked, that removed the threat. It says heal 1 damage from bug. So 1 damage comes off of bug. All right. So we will drop our hand size of 5. We have Machine Man, Enhanced Reflexes, Wakanda Forever, Energy Daggers, and Ancestral Knowledge. All right, great. 1 threat comes on to unleashing the mutagen. Green Goblin's going to attack Black Panther. He's going to do it for give the villain additional boost for this activation. After this activation ends, shuffle this card into the encounter deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage onto Black Panther. So I'll knock Black Panther down to 6. And we'll do 1 retaliate over to the Green Goblin. And then the same thing with the Goblin Soldier. He's going to do 1 damage to Black Panther. And that'll do 1 retaliate over to the Goblin Soldier. Shuffle this monster back into our encounter deck. Okay. Shuffled in. All right, so we draw our encounter card, and it is a Wicked Ambition. When revealed, discard X cards from the encounter deck, where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Each time a Goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion into play, engage with you. So he's at stage 1 right now. So we'll discard 2 cards, which are another Wicked Ambition and the Goblin Nation. So that will end Green Goblin's turn. Next, we have some Energy Daggers, Wakanda Forever, Enhanced Reflexes. I think we will attack with Bug. We'll do 1 damage onto the Goblin Soldier. That'll do 1 damage to Bug as consequential. Black Panther attacks the Goblin Soldier for 2. So he's gone. All right. If we spend 2 resources to put out Energy Daggers, I think I'll do that with our Enhanced Physique and Enhanced Reflexes. We'll put out the Energy Daggers. So we'll spend 1 off of each of those. Put out our Energy Dagger. Ancestral Knowledge. Kind of like that one. But it's an alter ego action. Choose up to 3 different cards of your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. Since we did an attack with Black Panther, we're going to clear Bug of his damage. First, though, we will play we'll use spend Enhanced Reflexes to play Wakanda Forever. That will allow us to move 1 damage from Black Panther over to Green Goblin using our vibranium suit. We'll just stack all these together here. So the vibranium suit is what allowed me to move 1 damage over to Green Goblin. And then we will do 2 more damage with our Panther claws. 1, 2. Then we will choose to deal 1 damage to the villain. So we'll do another damage to Green Goblin. And then finally, we'll remove 2 threat from the main scheme. Down to 1. We will flip over to our alter ego form. And we'll use the Golden City to draw 2 cards. So we'll draw the Power of Aggression and the Godslayer. Godslayer. But I like that Machine Man too. So tell you what, I'll use the Godslayer and the Power of Aggression. Boy, the Godslayer is good. I almost want to put that on T'Challa. Should I take a chance? I think I will. We'll use Ancestral Knowledge and the Power of Aggression to put the Godslayer onto T'Challa. Yep, I think so. That's how we're going to handle it. And then Machine Man, should we keep him in our hand? Let's see how many cards are left in our deck. We're going to deck ourselves out. So, yeah, we'll just discard Machine Man and see what we draw, because we get to draw 6 cards, but we'll have to deal ourselves an encounter card. Enhance Physique, Enhance Reflexes. We'll draw up 4 cards. We have the Yarnborn, Wakanda Forever, Strength, and Enhance Reflexes. 2 more cards. Shuffle my deck. Deal myself an encounter card. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 Vibranium, and 6 Marvel Boy. Alright, so we place 1 threat on our main scheme. Green Goblin's going to scheme for put Goblin Soldier into play engaged with you. So he schemes for 1. And then the Goblin Soldier is also going to... I noticed too that it says when defeated, deal 1 damage to the engaged player. Earlier when I defeated that Goblin Soldier, I should have given myself 1 more damage. So we are up to 5 threat on the main scheme. We have 1 encounter card on the table. Here's the second one. And the first one is a Goblin Thrall, so he comes into play. And then our next one is Now or Never Peril. While you're resolving this card, other players cannot help you. I won't ask for it. When revealed, choose, place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme, or exhaust a character you control and spend 1 resource of any type. Okay, well, how about we exhaust Bug and spend a resource? We'll spend an Enhanced Reflex. And it's my turn. So we will use that Golden City to draw 2 cards. We got the Power of Aggression, and we have Shuri. Let's see what resources I have. I have Vibranium and Strength, Enhanced Reflexes, the Power of Aggression. So I could put out quite a few things. So I could use that Power of Aggression to put out Marvel Boy, which I think I will. Interrupt when Marvel Boy attacks. Spend a Fist resource. This attack gains piercing and ranged. put out Shuri. She'll let me go find an upgrade. Kind of like that idea. Go find an upgrade. We could spend 2 resources to put Shuri out. And so we're going to use the vibranium. We'll go find an upgrade. Let's see what we got here. I think I'll just grab one of these toward the bottom. I'll grab the enhanced physique. There we go. Enhanced physique is in my hand. We'll spend a strength to put out an enhanced physique. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right. Comes into play with 3 counters on it. Shuri and Marvel Boy are both going to attack the Goblin Thrall to get rid of that guard. 1 damage each to them. We'll spend 1 enhanced physique to put out Yarnborn. Okay, so we have 2 restricted cards on T'Challa now. We have the Godslayer and the Yarnborn. So if we play Wakanda Forever, we'll have to flip over to our Black Panther side. Let's play Wakanda Forever using our enhanced reflexes. So we'll cycle through all 5 of these, or all 4 of these. So we will first off remove 1 threat from the main scheme. Then we will move. Choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with that player. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll deal 1 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged. So Green Goblin will take a damage, and the Goblin Soldier will take a damage. So that's our second. Our next one is to move a damage. So we will move 1 damage from Black Panther over to Green Goblin. And then our 4th one is to deal 4 damage to an enemy. So we'll deal the 4 damage over to the Goblin Soldier. He's defeated. And then I think we'll just remove 4 threat from the main scheme. We'll save that big punch for later if we get a chance. Okay, so let's ready back everything. Shuri, Marvel Boy, Bug. And we'll draw up our hand size of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, very good. Green Goblin's going to attack after placing 1 threat on the main scheme. We're going to block with Shuri. So he's going to do 3 damage to Shuri. So she's defeated. And then for our encounter card, we're going to draw a monster. When revealed, you are stunned. If you're already stunned, take 2 damage. It is a minion. So he stuns Black Panther. Oof. All right. My turn. 6 hit points on that monster. No, sir, don't like it. I think we'll play the power of all of us, use the power of all of us to put out an enhanced reflexes. It'll come into play with 3 counters on it. And then we will spend one of those counters to put out enhanced awareness, and it comes into play with 3 counters on it. We'll spend the power of aggression to play Wakanda Forever. So we'll resolve all of these. So the first one is let's see. Let's do the thwart first. So he removes 1 threat. Then we'll do the 2 damage, which is an attack. So that'll clear the stunned card. And then we'll play the let's do the energy daggers. Let's do energy daggers. We'll do 1 damage to Green Goblin. And we'll do 1 damage to the monster. And then with our vibranium suit, we'll move 1 damage. We'll actually move 2 damage. We'll just move 1 damage from my hero to an enemy. So 1 damage. I will move 2 damage. I guess we'll do overkill to move 2 damage to the Green Goblin. So that takes him down to 0. And stage 1 of the Green Goblin is defeated. All right, so stage 2 says, when revealed, deal 2 encounter cards to each player. So we'll deal ourselves 2 encounter cards. And then he begins with 18 hit points. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this. Marvel Boy is going to do 2 damage to the monster. Bug is going to do a damage to the monster. I believe that defeats Marvel Boy. You should have had 1, I believe, on him from before, right? Yeah. So Bug is going to do 1 damage onto the monster. And then Black Panther is going to attack Green Goblin. And he's going to do it for 2, 3, 4. 4 damage on the Green Goblin. Knocks him down to 14. And then we're going to spend a physical resource. After your hero attacks an enemy, spend a physical resource, deal 2 damage to an enemy. And we'll do 2 damage to the monster. That'll take care of him. All right, so shall we ready everything Or should we flip down into our other form? It's possible he could scheme out. Bug cleared his damage whenever he attacked. I think I'll flip down. What's the harm, right? So I'm going to flip down to T'Challa. He's still exhausted, but we can use the Golden City to draw 2 cards. So we draw Throg and Spider-Girl. And I can't use my hero resources to play these while I'm in my alter ego form. So let's we'll just hang on to these 2, and we'll draw 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll ready all of our stuffs. All right, so Green Goblin places 1 threat onto unleashing the Mutagen. He's going to scheme for 2 plus put Goblin Thrall into play, engage with you. So 2 and then 1. So that puts our threat up to 6. We'll deal ourselves an encounter card. And our first one is Panic in the Streets. Treat the printed text box of each location's support and each persona support as if it were blank, except for traits. So we got some Panic in the Streets now. Place 5 threat on that side scheme. And then we have the Pumpkin Bombs attached to the villain. Force response. After the villain attacks you, discard Pumpkin Bombs and take 2 indirect damage. And finally, we have the Goblin Glider, which is attached to the enemy with the highest printed hit points and without another Goblin Glider attached. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. So the highest printed hit points is the Green Goblin. So he gets the Goblin Glider. All right. So Throg, combat training, Wakanda Forever. So Panic in the Streets. It says treat the printed text box of each location, which our location is Wakanda. And each persona if it were blank. So the Golden City does not allow me to draw 2 cards. That's a bummer. Panic in the Streets. That is a bummer. Okay, well, in that case, we'll flip over to our Black Panther side. We'll spend 2 resources. We'll spend the Enhanced Awareness and the Enhanced Reflexes. Spend both of those to put out Throg. Throg enters play. Give him a tough status card if you're engaged with a minion. He's tough. Spider-Woman. Combat training. So if we spend 2 resources to put out Spider-Girl, we'll use the Vibranium to do that. All right. So Bug is going to attack the Goblin Thrall, and Spider-Girl is going to attack the Goblin Thrall. So Goblin Thrall is defeated. And then combat training. Wakanda Forever. We'll spend enhanced awareness to play Wakanda Forever. That will allow me to play the Tactical Genius first to remove a threat from the main scheme. It will allow me to choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with that player. So we'll do 1 damage to Green Goblin. Then we'll play the Vibranium Suit to move 1 damage from Black Panther over to the Green Goblin. And we'll do the Panther Claws to do 4 damage to Green Goblin. That will knock him down to 8. And then Black Panther is going to attack. We'll use our 2 plus 2 is 4 damage onto the Green Goblin. And then we'll spend a fist resource to use the Yarnborn. After your hero attacks an enemy, spend 1 physical resource to deal 2 damage to the enemy. So we'll do 2 more damage to Green Goblin. And then for our final 2 damage, we'll attack with Throg. 2 damage onto the Green Goblin. So I think that's it. So the Black Panther has defeated the Green Goblin Mutagen formula in Standard 2. So flip his dial over to denote he has been defeated. Flip him over on his side, and we'll just bask in the glory of the Black Panther. So that was a pretty fun game. Thanks for watching my playthrough today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd also like to thank the guys over at the Marvel Champions Monthly Podcast for issuing this challenge. If you'd like to try this challenge yourself, I'll include a link down below where you can record your results. Thanks everyone for watching today. Have a great week, and I hope to bring you another video again very soon.